Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Amy Sweet. I teach here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. So I'd love to see you in person, but thank you for joining with me today. Let's get started on our backs. So nice, comfortable supine position here for yourselves. If you are having a bit of lower back tightness, fatigue there, then let's widen the feet out and then just gently rest the knees together to release the low back. If you want to put a little bit of a focus on your hips today and you want to go a little deeper, you can do the soles of the feet together, knees wide. And for either position, you can have your hands on your belly or down at your sides. And let's just start to come into our minds here. Gently close your eyes and just start to breathe gently in and out through your nose. Noticing if you're holding any tension into that low back in the belly or shoulders. As you gently breathe in and out your nose, allow the body to just gently release and let go of that tension. Scanning the body here, releasing the tension and allowing yourself to just give your body fully to the mat. Letting go of anything that you've been holding on to, that's been weighing on you throughout your day, throughout your week. And just allow this time here to be here for you to focus on yourself mentally and physically. A couple more cleansing breaths here. Now from here, we're going to place our hands over our heart, one over the other. You can let the elbows remain nice and heavy. Feel the heat, the energy transferring from palms to chest. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Something that you've been working on for yourself, maybe something you're wanting to let go. Or it can even just be a thought or a feeling to help carry you through your class. And let's set that intention together with our breath. As we gently start to open our eyes, we can release our hands off of our chest. If the knees are wide, give your thighs a little bit of guidance to bring them up. And if your knees were gently in toward the middle of your body together, let's just bring the knees in towards our chest and give yourself a little squeeze, a little massage into that low back. And then let's start to turn the core on. As you inhale, draw the forehead up towards your knees, relax the shoulders here. And then as you exhale, just reach out nice and long through the fingertips, through the toes. Maybe you want to point and flex or roll those wrists. Feel a nice stretch as you inhale once again, forehead to knees. Turn on that core. And exhale, nice and long. Feel yourself getting taller through those side ribs. You've got it. And one more here for us. Inhale. And exhale, stretch long. Big, deep, gentle breaths here for you. Arms come down by the side as the knees bend. In your own time, gently roll over to the right side of your body. Gently press yourself up to seated. And we're going to come onto all fours here. Wrists under heads of the shoulders. Knees are gonna be nice and wide. We're gonna come into cat-cow here. As you inhale, lift the pelvis, lift the heart. And as you exhale, round all the way up. Gently lengthen the tailbone under, chin to chest. Inhale once again. Lifting your chest, lifting your pelvis. And exhale, round. Inhaling once again. Lifting that chest, lifting those sit bones all the way up. And this time as you exhale, round as high as you can into that spine, holding here, creating space through your shoulder blades. And then let's just gently rock forward and back. Beautiful. Just stretching into those shoulders, maybe a little bit into those wrists. You've got it. Coming here into neutral pelvis. As you gently gaze towards the top of your mat, let's come into our first down dog. As you tuck your toes, lift your hips. Head is heavy. You're just gonna pedal out the feet. Maybe nod the head, yes. A gentle shake of the hips. Whatever you need to do to just kind of work into the backs of those legs. In downward facing dog, fingers are spread nice and wide apart. Your head is heavy, gaze towards the back of the room. And let's just come here into a nice center of our down dog, holding here. Breathing into the backs of the legs and just let everything go. You've got it. From this downward facing dog, we're gonna come into child's pose. As you bend the knees are wide, toes toward the midline of your body, sink the hips back and let the arms reach out nice and long. So here in child's pose, always just reminding yourself to use this as a nice home base. If there's ever a pose that doesn't suit you for your practice, or you just want to catch your breath or take a little break, please use child's pose here for yourself, and knowing you can always come here at any time. So if you're ready to move forward, let's inhale, rise up onto all fours. We're going to exhale back into our downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. From downward facing dog, you're going to inhale, lift the heels up off the mat. As you exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and then just gently step or walk towards your hands. A nice gentle forward fold here, bending the knees, and if you want to bring the hands to opposite elbows, please feel free to do so. If you want to sway or nod the head, any movement that's here for you. And if you just want to be still as well, then that's great too. One more breath here as we just gently release the whole back side of our body and releasing the hands down towards the floor. On your longest inhale, you're going to bend the knees nice and deep and just slowly rise yourself on up to standing, letting the arms down by your sides, palms facing forward. Inhale, strengthen into your core as you lift the arms up over the head. And exhale, gently fold forward, letting the head go. As you inhale, hands to shins, lift your heart, lengthen into the backs of those legs. And as you exhale, you're going to plant your palms and come into plank position. Let's hold here to strengthen once again into the core. Lift the backs of those legs, maybe even the heels a little closer towards the back of the room. Gently press. Now from here, we're going to exhale and lower down onto our bellies. Elbows are nice and tight into the side ribs, even brushing them, releasing the toes. Fingertips down by your sides, and inhale, lift into cobra. Nice baby cobra here for us. It's the beginning of our practice. We're just getting nice and warmed up. And as you exhale, gently lower down, tucking the toes, pressing into your palms, lifts through plank, Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. These deep cleansing breaths here for yourself. Let the head go. And just appreciate yourself getting used to being upside down here. And maybe you're starting to notice the breath moving, starting to feel a little bit warmer. As we inhale and lift the heels up off the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, walk or step towards your hands. Inhale, hands to shins, lift your heart. And exhale, lower on down. From here, we root to rise, all the way to standing. Bring the arms up over your head, and let's flow right back into it as you exhale, fold forward, all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest, nice and flat back. We're gonna flow with this all the way as you exhale, plant the palms, step back into plank, and gently lower down onto your belly. Inhale, lift your heart, cobra, up dog. And as you exhale, you're going to lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Those ocean-like waves of breath here, in and out your nose. You've got it. Fingers are spread nice and wide, rooting into that fingers and your thumb here, putting a little weight into the part of your hand that connects the thumb and fingers. Take a little pressure off of your wrists. As you inhale, lift the heels up. As you exhale, bend the knees, gaze towards the top of your hands, and step yourself on forward. Inhale, hands to shins, and exhale, lower yourself on down. Inhale, root to rise, all the way to standing. Last round, here we go. Exhale, tuck the chin all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. And as you exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. As you inhale, lifting the chest. And as you exhale, you lift those hips. Downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here for yourself. Finding the breath. Noticing if you're feeling a little bit more stretched out through the backs of your legs. Low back is starting to feel nice and warm. Let's move into our first sequence here on the right side. You're going to inhale the right leg on up. As you exhale, bend the right knee and draw the foot to the top of your mat. You're going to gently set the back knee down and plant the left palm, and as you inhale, twist to the right. Gaze can be up towards your hands. If that's sore in your neck, then you can just look right at the wall or the horizon. If this is good for you here, this is where you can stay. If you want to stretch into the shoulder a little bit, then just reach nice and long behind you. Shoulder is relaxed. Belly is in, and the right knee is gently towards the midline of your body. As you exhale from here, bring the right palm now on the inside of the right foot, and you're going to gently heel toe your right foot at an angle. I like to think of my heel on the mat, my toes on the floor. This is lizard's pose, so if this is good for you here, then you can just stay nice and prepped up. If you're feeling a little warm and you want to go deeper, you can always come down onto your shoulders as well. If this is too deep for you though, then just keep it right nice and tight up onto your palms. So holding here in lizard's pose, you want to have the knee right in line with your ankle here. If you want to go a little deeper, you can flex this foot and then open that right leg ever so gently to the side to open up that hip. And then from here, you just gently breathe and hold into this pose. Holding this pose here, noticing if the mind starts to wander. Let's just keep it in the present, focusing on our breath. One more here for us. Gently start to bring the knee back towards the midline of the body as you heel toe the foot and bring the right palm back to the outside of the foot here. From here, as you tuck the back toes, inhale, lift the knee. As you exhale, step back to plank. You're welcome to take a vinyasa, or you can always press into downward facing dog if you just like to rest as well. We meet there together. Fingers spread nice and wide. Thighs are lifting, the pelvis is gently tilting forward, and you breathe. As you inhale, lift the left leg on up as we come into the second side. Exhale, bend the left knee and draw it to the front of the mat. Gently reach the back leg nice and long as you release the knee. From here, you plant the right palm this time and gently inhale the left palm up towards the sky. Stretching into that front thigh. Deep, gentle breaths here for yourself. As you exhale, let that left palm simply drop on back, shoulders relaxed. Gaze can be back at the palm or once again at the horizon. Pull the navel in. Let the knee gently come to the midline of the body. And we breathe. As you exhale, let the left palm come onto the inside of the foot, heel toeing the leg to the outside of your mat. So a good rule of thumb is heel on the mat, toes on the floor. Once again, you can just stay up here in your palms if this is good for you. You can always go down onto your forearms for a bit of a deeper stretch. Always do what works best for you and your body. You know what is best for you in your practice. As you exhale, the left knee can start to drop as you flex the left ankle if you want to go a little deeper in the hips. If not, then this is where you stay here in this lizard's pose for just a couple more deep breaths. Holding. Continuing to focus on the breath, staying present. Start to bring the left knee back to the midline of the body as the left palm comes onto the outside of the foot. You inhale, tuck the toes, lift the knee, plant the palm. Exhale, step back to plank, vinyasa, downward facing dog, or just a gentle reminder here that child's pose is always on the table here for you. So we come into downward facing dog, take a couple deep gentle breaths. From downward facing dog here, you're going to inhale the right leg on up towards the sky. As you exhale here, you're going to bend the right knee and draw the foot to the front of the mat. From here, you're going to spin the back heel down. You're coming into warrior two. So as you pinwheel those left arm up, right fingertips reach towards the front of the room. So really focusing here on this knee as it opens up towards the back side of your body. Looking down to your front heel to back arch alignment. Arms come to a T and gently relax those shoulders on down and breathe. You've got it. Gently look over the front of your fingertips. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the elbow onto the thigh. Extended side angle pose, reaching the left fingertips over the ears. And just breathe here, rolling the heart up towards the chest. Gaze can be up or to the side. As you inhale, come up through center. Reverse your warrior. So exhale, I like to take a gentle bind around my low back. Bend into that front knee and just arch up and over. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And gently come back up through center. And as you exhale, just keep pinwheeling the arms on down. Turn onto those back toes, low lunge. Inhale, plant the palms. Step back to plank. And gently take a vinyasa. Where we meet in our downward facing dog. And just a couple cleansing breaths. Second side, as you inhale the left leg on up. Exhale, bend the knee, and draw the foot to the top of your mat. Back heel spins, warrior two. Pinwheel the arms and lift yourself on up. Once again, set up your stance, so it's okay to just look down and look at the front heel to that back arch. From here, arms come to a T, pelvis belly up, and gaze over your front middle finger. We move into side angle pose as the elbow comes onto the thigh, and you just reach the right arm over your head, gazing up at the sky or at the horizon. That feels okay as well. Continuing to breathe here, allowing the breath to help you move into the space. As you inhale, lift yourself up through center. Exhaling, reverse the warrior. Arch up and over. We want to be cautious of not pinching our low back. Bending into that front knee. You've got it here. As you inhale, lift up through center. And exhale, pinwheel your arms, turn onto your back toes. Planting your palms as you inhale, step back to plank. And exhale through your vinyasa. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Now we're going to continue here with those same set of sequence, and then we're just going to gently start to add on. So we'll start the same way on our right hand side as we did before. So this will be nice and familiar to you, and then we'll just continue to build on from there. So we're going to inhale the right leg on up. You've got it. As you exhale, bend the right knee to the front of the mat into our warrior two as the back heel spins. And you pinwheel yourself on up. Front heel to back arch alignment, deep, gentle breaths. As you exhale, the elbow comes onto the thigh, and you reach the arm way over the ears here as you gently roll your heart up towards the sky. Beautiful. Coming up through center, reverse the warrior. Protecting that low back, bending into that front knee. And then from here, as you come up, you're going to straighten into that front leg, hinge from the hips ever so gently, and then lower the hand down into triangle pose. Gazing at the wall or up at your fingertips. Being mindful to engage the front quad or that thigh so your knee doesn't hyperextend. Beautiful. And then from here, just gaze down at your big toe. Let the left arm gently fall, and then walk your upper body to the midline of the mat here. Both toes now are going to face the wall, and then just come into wide leg forward fold. Let the head gently hang. Your hands can be whatever you want here is comfortable. So a little yogi's choice here, but I'll give you some options. So if you want to bring them to your ankles, you can bend. your upper body a little closer. You want to align the fingers in with your toes. Little chaturanga arms here, elbows 90 degrees. And just let the head gently fall down towards the floor. Let's come back to the intention that we set for ourselves today. From here, you're going to bring the palms underneath of your shoulders. And as you inhale, lift your heart, just as you would in monkey. Start to quarter turn your body back to the front of your mat, into that nice low lunge here. As you plant your palms, you're going to step back to plank. And exhaling through your vinyasa. As we meet in downward facing dog. And you breathe. We're going to start to flow here into the second side. Inhale, left leg rises on up. As you exhale, bend the knee, draw the foot to the front of the mat. Warrior two, back heel spins down and you inhale, lift your body up to center. Arms gently to a T and the front knee bends and widens out to the side. And you breathe. As you exhale, the elbow onto the thigh here, extended side angle pose. Arms up over your ears here, gently roll the chest up towards the sky. As you know what comes next, as you exhale and then inhale on up into that reverse warrior. As we continue to add on and inhale, straighten into that front leg, and then just gently reach forward into your triangle pose. Left hand can be on your ankle, your shin, the floor, whatever feels good for you. Gazing up towards the sky, or if it's tight on your neck, you can look just right at the horizon. As you exhale, gaze down at the big toe, and the right arm will gently fall towards the floor, walking the upper body to the center here. Turn both toes to face the side of the mat into our wide leg forward fold. Head is heavy. And once again, you can play with your arms here if you want to maybe bring them out to the side. You want to keep them right below you and your shoulders. Maybe you have some other tight shoulder joints. You want to interlace the fingers behind your back and reach them up nice and long. Whatever feels good for you here, we have a little yogi's choice. And then just gently forward fold, let the head hang heavy. Stretching into the backside of your body. Recalling our intention that we set for ourselves today, allowing that intention to help us be present here. Just keeping our to-do list or checklist off to the side as we continue here through our practice. From wide leg forward fold, just going to bring the hands aligned underneath of the shoulders here and lift your chest just as you would in monkey pose. And then you're just going to quarter turn your upper body up to the top of your mat, turning onto those back toes. As you plant the palms, inhale here to plank. And as you exhale, gently flow through your vinyasa. Or you can always press just right into downward facing dog, where we'll meet here together. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Fingers nice and wide. Knees are gently bent. Beautiful. And from this downward facing dog, as you inhale, you're gonna lift the heels and up towards the mat. As you exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and gently walk towards your hands. From here, as you inhale, hands to shins, and lift your heart. And as you exhale, lower yourself on down. From here, as you inhale, you're gonna root to rise all the way to standing here and bring the arms up over your head. And as you exhale, just gently lower to prayer. Close your eyes here and gently come into your body. A few cleansing breaths for yourself. Beautiful. So we're gonna gently release, and we're just gonna play with a little bit of balance here today. We're gonna come into tree pose. So you can start with your hands on your hips for some balance. And from here, you're going to inhale and bring the right foot. You can either start just right at your ankle if that feels good for you here, flirting with a little bit of balance into the ankle, or if you want, you can bring the foot all the way up into your inner thigh. Extend the core, navel to spine here, and bring your hands to prayer. Keeping in mind to just let the breath flow in and out, loose jaw, having the tongue loose in your mouth as well, no pressure here. If you are feeling nice and stable, you can bring the arms up over your head and just continue to take deep, gentle breaths. You've got it. One more. Beautiful. As you exhale, bring the hands back to the hips, gently release the foot on down. Feel free to take any gentle movements that you need to get that blood flowing back into your legs, and we'll simply come to our second side. Hands on the hips to start, and just feel some nice even weight into this standing leg here, as you then bring the left foot either to the ankle or up into the thigh, anywhere above or below the knee here. Woo, there you got it. Hands to heart as soon as you feel nice and stable. Once again, navel to spine is gonna help with stability, a little bit of weight into that back heel. Growing nice and tall out of the head. And as you continue to breathe, if you do feel like you're able to reach the arms up over your head, please feel free to do so. And then always just reminding yourself to go at whatever level feels best for you. And just continuing to breathe here, deep, gentle breaths. Gently release the left foot on down. Release the hands back to the hips. Any gentle movements that you need to do to get that blood flowing back into the legs. Beautiful. Let's come back into mountain pose here at the top of our mat. As you inhale, arms come up over your head. As you exhale, just gently fold forward. You've got it. Inhale, hands to shins, lift your heart. As you exhale, plant the palms, step back into plank, and gently flow through your vinyasa. Lifting your heart and lifting your hips into that downward facing dog. Let's come into pigeon pose here, stretching into the hip. So as the right leg lifts on up, take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, you're gonna bend the knee and now align your knee and ankle behind your wrists here, making a nice 90-degree angle with the knee. Reaching the left leg long behind you, just check to see that's parallel with your mat. If this part of your hip really rises up off of the mat, you can always put a block underneath of it or a bolster, something to give yourself a little bit of support. If this is good for you, nice and upright here, just then breathe into the stretch. If you want to go a little deeper, you can walk yourself forward, coming onto the forearms or even making a pillow for your forehead. From here, you're just going to gently breathe, resting into this pose, but at the same time working the body. So continue to keep the core engaged as the navel comes to spine, pulling the belly up off the thigh, and really just letting gravity do a lot of the work here for you. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, just releasing any tension that you're feeling. Let's take one more gentle breath here for us. And from here, you're going to just inhale and lift the chest. Come up onto those palms, and as you tuck the back toes, exhale, lifting into downward facing dog, and maybe just pedaling out the feet, shaking into those hips. Bringing some movement back into that leg, some feeling there. And we'll come into the second side. As you inhale the left leg arm up, you're going to exhale and bend the knee and align the knee and your ankle behind your wrist towards the top of the mat. Back leg reaches nice and long behind you. And just start to set yourself up for your pose. So here in pigeon, if you like to stay just nice and upright, this is where you stay. If you want to go a little deeper, come down onto those forearms, or even resting your head down towards the floor. Scanning your body here, noticing how you feel, and just continuing to let those breaths guide you through this pose. Last breath. And we slowly rise on up. Palms plant underneath of our shoulders, and then put a little weight into those palms as you tuck the back right toes, and exhaling into your down dog, a little pedal of the feet, or even maybe a little shake of the hips. You've got it. From here, as you inhale, lift the heels on up, and then stay up onto your toes here, and you're just gonna simply walk all the way to your hands as much as you can until you can simply not walk any farther. Come down just into a gentle squat here, and then just simply come down to a seated position. Reach the legs out nice and long in front of you. Equal weight onto the sit bones here. And as you inhale, bring the arms up over your head, and then just exhale, simply fall forward, grabbing your shins, ankles, or soles of your feet, whatever feels good for you. But from here, we really want to keep the elbows nice and close to our body here, so we don't just round over from the top. We want to lift our chest and fold from our hip crease here. And this is just simply to focus more on the backs of our legs. If you want to gently tuck the chin though for a nice long spine, please feel free to do so. Engage those thighs and gently breathe deep, gentle breaths. Gently feel the length and extension into the backs of those legs, continuing to breathe in and out through your nose. As we simply release our legs and rise on up. As we bend the knees, we're going to draw the sit bones close to the soles of our feet here. As you inhale, lift your arms, and as you exhale, you're just going to gently roll yourself on down to the floor here. Draw the knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe send some gratitude here to your body, thanking it for carrying you through your practice today. From here, we're just going to come into happy baby. Grabbing the soles of the feet here, widen the feet on out, ankles over knees, opening up those hips. Now, if you feel like moving or straightening a leg, please feel free to make any adjustments, or if you just want to let gravity do some of the work here for you, that's okay too. Always okay to be still. As you gently release the feet, once again, give yourself a nice little squeeze here. Draw the forehead up to your knees and bow into yourself with humbleness and gratitude. And as you exhale, we're going to come into our final pose of today's our Shavasana. So here in our Shavasana, our legs are wider than our hips and our hands are down at our sides. Draw the shoulder blades just gently in toward the midline of the body. Let the heart rise on up. Release your breath. Just come back to natural, normal breathing and just enjoy a few moments here of silence that we have together. As you keep your body still, draw awareness to your breath. And just bring some gentle movement of just some fingers or toes. Maybe gently rock the head from side to side. And you're allowed to stay here as long as you'd like. In your own time, you can just gently roll over to the right side of your body. And just resting here for a moment, savoring this feeling of peace or calmness. And then gently press yourself up to seated, facing the front of the room. Draw your palms together at your heart. And once again, just drawing gratitude here to yourself. Thanking yourself for just stepping onto your mat and come and joining me today for some practice. And I'd like to thank you so much for flowing with me today, and the light in me honors and bows to the light in you. Namaste.